Before American fighter jets ever enter a battlefield, another weapon strikes first. Not a missile, not a bomb, but electronic warfare. In modern conflicts, the United States often sends a small aircraft ahead of the strike force, a jet designed not to destroy targets directly, but to blind the enemy's radar systems. Because if an air defense network can't see you, it can't shoot you down, and the aircraft responsible for that job is the EA-18G Growler. Long before bombs fall or missiles launch, the invisible battle has already begun. For weeks or even months, American intelligence aircraft and surveillance satellites monitor enemy radar systems. They listen carefully for what experts call electronic fingerprints. Every radar system operates on specific frequencies and communication signals. By mapping these signals, intelligence analysts can determine where the radar stations are located, how they communicate with each other, and how their defense network is organized. All of this information is compiled into a digital targeting system and uploaded directly into the aircraft responsible for electronic attack. That aircraft is the EA-18G Growler. Inside the Growler are two crew members. The pilot flies the aircraft, but the real battle is controlled by the second crew member, the electronic countermeasures officer, also known as the EC. While the jet flies toward enemy territory, the ECMO manages the aircraft's advanced jamming systems, using powerful electronic pods mounted under the wings. The Growler can broadcast intense electromagnetic signals designed to disrupt radar systems. Once the Growler identifies the exact frequency of an enemy radar, it can focus massive electronic energy directly at that signal. Instead of simply creating random interference, the Growler targets the radar's operating frequency with precision. The result is overwhelming noise that blinds the radar system completely. But jamming radar is only one part of the strategy. The Growler can also create phantom aircraft. When enemy radar sends out a signal, the Growler intercepts it, manipulates the data, and sends it back. Suddenly, the radar operator sees something alarming. Instead of a few incoming aircraft, the screen now shows dozens of fighter jets approaching from multiple directions. These aircraft don't actually exist. They're digital illusions created by electronic warfare. In the chaos, enemy missile batteries may fire at these phantom targets, wasting valuable missiles on empty sky. Even if a missile locks onto a real aircraft, the Growler has another trick. It can generate a digital clone of the targeted aircraft. This clone perfectly mimics the jet's speed, location, and radar signature. Once the enemy radar locks onto the fake signal, the Growler slowly pulls the phantom away from the real aircraft. The missile follows the ghost target, and the real jet escapes. Electronic warfare isn't magic. There's a limit to how effective jamming can be. If a US aircraft gets too close to a powerful radar, typically within 20 to 60 miles, the radar's signal can become strong enough to break through the jamming. This is called burn-through. When that happens, the radar can finally see the aircraft. That's why Growler crews must carefully maintain their position, staying just far enough away to jam enemy systems without being detected themselves. Once the electronic battlefield is prepared, the strike mission begins. Military planners create a detailed three-dimensional map of enemy defenses. They draw threat circles around every radar system and missile battery. Within this map, they identify safe zones where Growlers can orbit while continuing to jam enemy sensors. When the strike force launches, every aircraft has a precise role. The Growlers conduct electronic attacks. F-35 stealth fighters penetrate deeper into enemy territory. Other aircraft carry bombs or anti-radiation missiles designed to destroy radar systems. Every movement is timed down to the second. About 30 minutes before reaching the target, Growlers begin broadcasting powerful broadband jamming signals. This creates what pilots describe as an electronic fog across the enemy radar network. Radar operators can no longer see the larger air picture. As the strike aircraft move closer, the jamming becomes more precise. Instead of broad noise, Growlers inject fake targets and distorted data directly into the radar systems. Operators now face a terrifying problem. Their screens are filled with signals, but they have no way to tell which ones are real. If an enemy radar operator tries to boost the radar's power to break through the jamming, they reveal their exact location, and that triggers the next stage of the attack. American aircraft launch HARM anti-radiation missiles. These missiles lock onto the radar signal itself and follow it straight to the source. In other words, the radar becomes a beacon guiding the missile directly to the target. The defender now faces an impossible choice: turn the radar off and be blind, or leave it on and be destroyed. While radar systems are blinded, electronic warfare aircraft also jam the enemy's communication networks. Missile batteries can no longer coordinate with central command. Even if one radar briefly detects an incoming aircraft, the operators may not receive permission to fire. The once powerful air defense network is reduced to isolated, confused units. That's the moment when the strike aircraft release their weapons. Modern air warfare isn't just about missiles and bombs, it's about information dominance. By controlling the electromagnetic battlefield, the United States can blind enemy defenses before the first shot is even fired. And when the enemy can't see the attack coming, the outcome of the battle is often decided before it even begins.